Hey, right. Well, a very good morning to you all. I hope we're all fine. It's Wednesday, the 1st of February, 2023, a new month and maybe a new weather pattern. Well, tune into the 14-day summary this evening and I'll be able to update you. There may be something stirring to the east in the second week in February, which could bring us a bit of a cold spell. So, more on that later. But let's move it to the here and now. And outside this morning, no real temperature related problems. Many stations across southeast England are between 3 and 5 degrees, but there is the odd quirky location where it's a bit colder, not least my back garden here in Folkestone, 1.8. There is a touch of frost. I think that's because we have a little bit of shelter here from the North Downs, just to the north of the town. But temperatures generally are above zero this morning, typically between 2 and 4 degrees. And Manston and Langdon Bay and some other stations in southeast England are amongst the coldest spots. The reason why it's not so cold this morning is because it's quite windy now. I did mention in the earlier forecast yesterday that there was a little storm system running close to the north of Scotland, and that's given some quite beefy gusts up there, 71 miles an hour at Faroe, 70 miles an hour at Lerwick in Shetland. Current maximum temperatures are out west as they usually are at this time of year. Belmullet, top of the Hots at 9.7. Many stations across the western parts of the UK between 8 and 9.7. We run the facts chart through. So this is the scene at the moment, as we've already mentioned, this little area of deep low pressure zipping past the north of Scotland. That's going to move out the way. And then, as we mentioned earlier in the week, high pressure is affecting many southern parts of the UK, keeping those weather fronts well at bay to the north. So it's a dry, fine, and relatively settled scene down here in the south of the UK. We'll have a look at the cloud, the radar, and the satellite. So variable amounts of cloud, some clear skies out there, but towards the west and the northwest, there are rather large areas of cloud, and they will be edging down towards southeast England today on that west or northwesterly breeze. In terms of radar, no rain around this morning. Any rain is in the form of showers towards northern England, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. Blues representing rain, green sleet, and red snow. So quite wintry, I would have thought, up there on Annock Moor this morning in that breeze. And if we look at the loop from our friends at Icon, it paints a relatively fine and dry day with sunny spells and variable amounts of clouds. So, yeah, the rain stays away. The breeze always in from the west or the northwest. But, yeah, to all intents and purposes, it's not a bad start to February. We'll have a look at the symbols. So this it can really just summarise things quite nicely. This morning we've got a mixture of variable cloud and sunny spells, and we'll move it forward to this afternoon. It remains pretty much the same. There maybe a little bit of an increase in cloud by then. But yeah, temperatures will be mild, peaking at around about. If we just take this back, we run it through to 6 o'clock this morning. So, as we've mentioned, threes and fours out there at the moment. We'll be peaking today at around about 9 or 10, perhaps a little bit cooler today. The air is a little bit colder, but run the sequence through overnight. Skies do stay relatively clear. If they do stay clear for any length of time, it will get low. It will get down to maybe 1 or 2 degrees, just a patch of frost. But similar to this morning, I think most places will be above zero and frost free. We'll just close this out with a look at the winds. So this morning, as we've already mentioned, it is relatively breezy. These are in miles per hour from the west, which 12 to 14 miles an hour is a light to moderate breeze, and that's the way it remains throughout the course of the day. Typically, westerly breeze is moderate, falling a little bit lighter overnight, but not low enough for us to get into frost territory. We'll be waking up with breezes from the west again tomorrow morning. So I hope that's giving you a little bit of an update for today's weather forecast. Dry, bright, variable amounts of cloud, sunny spells, quite mild, sums things up quite nicely. I'll be back later on looking at the 14-day summary, but in the meantime, all have a great day. Look after yourselves. And ciao for now.